Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Iyabo Webzel. This video is about what I learned when I quit dating for 2 years. So I stopped dating for 2 complete years and I learned a lot. And I want to share those lessons with you today. So what did I learn when I quit dating for 2 complete years? Let's just dive right in. Okay, so I'm 55 years old and I've been married for 6 years. I got married in 2020. I've been married for 6 years, the second time. So I got divorced at the age of 39. I was married the first time for 15 years to another doctor. I'm a doctor. We met in medical school. I was 17 when I met him. We dated for 8 years. You guys have probably heard this whole story. We dated for 8 years and then we got married when I was 25. Okay, so 17, met him, got married at 25, got divorced at 39, just right before my 40th birthday. So, and we had 2 beautiful, precious daughters from that marriage. Okay, so when did I take time off dating? When did I quit dating for 2 years? And why did I quit dating for 2 years? We are going to find out in this video. But first, I want to tell you that you have to watch this video completely to the end. Okay? If you don't watch it completely to the end, you will not get the message. You will not get the lessons that you need to know from this video. So please make sure you watch it to the very end. It's a very important video for all of you single ladies, divorced and widowed ladies who are looking for a man who will be your forever love. That kind, you know, emotionally intelligent, wonderful life partner that you can share life with, right? So for all of you women who are looking for that kind of man, I want you to make sure you watch this video to the very end. It's very important. So again, why did I quit dating for 2 years? What was the reason I quit dating for 2 years? And what did I learn? Most importantly, what did I learn when I stopped dating for 2 complete years? And I'm telling you, I took 2 exact complete years of dating. So what did I learn? Like I said, I got divorced at age 39 and I started dating almost immediately because honestly, I was already emotionally checked out of my marriage, you know, for years before I even filed for divorce. So I started online dating soon after my divorce. And yes, I did meet a wonderful man. He was a Caucasian man, a white man here in Atlanta, Georgia. And we dated for 4 years. It was a very nice relationship. We had lots of fun. We traveled the world together. But as the relationship went on, I realized for personal reasons that he wasn't the man I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. Okay? Very nice man. He had 4 children, but I just realized that he wasn't the one I wanted to spend, you know, the rest of my life with. So after I broke up with him, I dated on and off. And then in 2015, my dad passed away. Dad, I miss you. May your soul continue to rest in peace. My dad passed away in 2015. And after I broke up with that guy, I had, like I said, I dated on and off. I would close my online apps for a few months, go back on. But I just wasn't meeting the man of my dreams. I had written a list of all of the qualities I wanted in my future husband, and I refined that list from time to time, you know, and I started looking at that list and I'm like, I just am not meeting this man that I want to spend the rest of my life with. And then my dad passed in 2015. I wrote my first book in 2015, which is called Permanent Happiness. If you haven't read it, you're missing out. Go to Amazon and search Permanent Happiness by Dr. Iyabo. My last name is different. It's not Webzel on there. It's my maiden name. It's Ujikutu. But go and search for Permanent Happiness on Amazon. But so I wrote my book in 2015 after my dad passed, and that was just inspired by my healing and by my reflection from my dad's passing. So again, I was dating on and off, but I just wasn't meeting the man that fit all of the criteria on my list. So I went to church on this wonderful, blessed day in, I believe it was, yes, in 2015. I went to church, and it honestly seemed like my Pastor Andy Stanley of Bucket Church, was speaking to me, because he said it during the church service. He said, there's some people in the congregation and they've been dating on and off, and they're getting frustrated and tired of dating, and they're just not meeting their future partner. And if that's you, if it's happening to you, I would advise you to take at least 2 years off of dating. In fact, if you need to take up to 5 years off, take it off. And I was alone in church that day. My daughters didn't go with me, and it seemed like he was talking to me. I honestly felt like, does this man know me personally? And I just started crying in church. Now, it was, those silent tears where you're sitting there and tears are just, dropping down your face. So when I got home, I cried a little bit more. I journaled about it. I went for a walk outside. I drank my tea, which I always do when I'm my green tea, when I need to reflect. And I decided that day that I was going to take 2 complete years off from dating. I decided. And I made that decision, and I was very, very clear about it. I was 45 years old. So I closed down my online dating apps. I believe I was on 3 at that time. I closed them all down. I shut them down completely. And I told myself in my mind that I just was not going to date, whether it was online or offline. Even if men were looking at me, I just was not going to date at all. I made that commitment to myself, and I wrote it in my journal. And I stopped dating for 2 complete years. And what did I learn during that time? Oh my goodness. If you're watching this, just pick up your journal and write down there loads of clarity. Clarity in capital letters, CLARITY. I had so much clarity on really what I needed in a partner. I then refined my list even more. I was able to have time and space in my mind, body, and soul to self-reflect. To think about the 23 years that I spent with my ex-husband, right? Because I dated him for 8 years first, and then we were married for 15. I was able to self-reflect on that relationship and marriage without any hard feelings. I self-reflected. I thought about it from a very clear point of view. Not dating at all and not having sex at all made me so clear-minded. It made me feel so peaceful that I just felt that those 2 years I was able to connect with God on a level that I had never connected with him before. I used to hear his voice clearly. I wrote another book. I wrote another full manuscript, which, by the way, I haven't published yet. I wrote another full manuscript. I had clear ideas of what to do with my business. At that point, I had started my pediatric practice in 2004. When I took those 2 years off, oh my gosh, my practice just kept flourishing and flourishing. I was already making 7 figures from my practice, but those 2 years gave me even more clarity in what to do in my business to even lift it higher. I believe those 2 years and the year after were the years where I made the highest revenue in my practice. I was able to travel with my daughters to wonderful destinations. I just had this freedom in my spirit, in my body, and my soul. It was just wonderful. I loved it so much. So I had clarity. I was able to self-reflect on the previous relationship and the marriage to make sure that when I went into my next relationship and marriage, that I went into it from a sense of clarity and abundance and tons of self-love and really high self-esteem. I'm somebody whose self-esteem has never been affected. Even when I went through my divorce, even when the marriage was really bad and the ex would say some certain negative things towards me, honestly, my self-esteem was still very high. But these 2 years off of dating made me hear God's voice very clearly. It gave me a lot of clarity. It gave me the inner peace in order to take care of myself, to love myself even deeper. My practice flourished. I made a lot more money during that time. I was able to travel with my daughters. Guess what? I bought my first home, my home. Well, I hope it's first. I hope I'll be buying many more. But I bought my dream 7-figure home in Atlanta, Georgia during those 2 years. Okay, so are you hearing all the things that I achieved and the lessons I learned just from being alone and not having any kind of romantic involvement, just from solitude of mind, solitude of spirit? I'm not saying men are bad for us, but sometimes we as women honestly do need alone time without dating, especially if we've gone through a divorce or a bad relationship or a bad marriage. Alone time is so critical because sometimes we forget our worth. Sometimes we forget who we are. But when you're alone and you're not having any romantic involvement, and most importantly, you're not having sex. I was not having any sex for those 2 years. It was just such a time of reflection and refreshment and rejuvenation and realignment, all of the R's, right? Realignment, rejuvenation, refreshment, all of those, renewal. It was a wonderful time for me. So you've heard all of the things that I achieved. My business boomed. I bought my 7-figure home. I published my book. I spoke at the United Nations, okay, 3 times in 2017 and in 2018. I traveled to so many wonderful destinations with my daughters in luxury. It was a wonderful time. I was in the best shape of my life. I mean, I've never let myself go. When it comes, you guys know, I'm 55 years old and I'm 144 pounds and I wear a size 4 and I walk 10 to 15,000 steps every day. I watch what I eat, all of that. But it was spiritual freedom for me. It was like I was literally born again during those 2 years. So I want to ask, if you're a woman who is watching this and you've been through too many failed relationships, you've been through a divorce, or some of you have been through 2 divorces, 3 divorces, take time off. Not just 2 months, 3 months, take at least 2 years off. But during those 2 years, you have to make sure that you're in a place where you are able to self-reflect. Okay, so that when you are at the end of the 2 years, when you're ready to start dating, you date from a position of abundance, not from a position of desperation. When you start dating from a place of abundance, a place of clarity, a place of self-love and high self-esteem, you will attract a partner who will be equally yoked with you, a partner who will also be vibrating high, who will also be a man who is spiritually mature, emotionally mature, and who will meet you where you are. And you will not be codependent, but you will be interdependent, because both of you would have done the work before meeting each other, and you'll meet each other in a union of abundance, not in a union of codependency or desperation. So taking time off is so critical because sometimes we forget who we are. Okay, we forget who we are. So why did I take that time off? Well, I believe that God spoke to me. God uses other humans to speak to us. God uses specific situations in life to speak to us. Okay, my message came from my pastor. Your message could come from a book you read. Your message could come from a TV show you're watching. It could come from, but all of those ways, it could come from a friend saying something to you. It could come from your mother or your father saying something to you. There are many aha moments where we're like, that must have been God speaking. So when I went to church that day, I knew why I went to church by myself, and I understood that Pastor Andy Stanley was talking to me, and that was God's voice talking to me. So please, ladies, when your gut is telling you that this must be God, this has to be God, then it is God. and listen and obey and heed the call. Okay, because if you're dating back to back, and you're just looking and wondering and hoping, why is it me, is it him, what's going on, you're just wasting your time. Okay, many of you waste away years of wrong dating, of dating from a place of lack, from a place of desperation, from a place of scarcity, instead of dating from a place of confidence and abundance. Okay, so please, ladies, this video is very important. Make sure you share it with a woman who has been dating and is getting frustrated. Maybe what she needs is time off. But like I said, the time that you take off from dating, when you quit dating, make sure that you promise yourself that you're going to use that time to self-reflect, to invest in yourself, to love yourself, to look at all of your goals and dreams and start to work on them actively and intentionally every day. Don't take those years off to start feeling sorry for yourself, or to start throwing pity parties, or to start going to parties with your girlfriends and just go. No, it has to be time. It has to be a time of aloneness, a time of solitude. Okay, you didn't hear me say loneliness, right? I prefer using the term aloneness, because loneliness is a negative word. When we say, oh, I'm lonely, I don't want to be lonely, it's negative. That's just a very codependent, desperate term. But when you embrace the term aloneness, or you embrace the term solitude, that's good for you. So when you take that time off, I'm not saying you should be antisocial and lock yourself up like a hermit. That's not what I'm saying. But don't go crazy. Don't use that time for socializing and going to bars and restaurants and, going everywhere with your friends. No, you have to have a lot of self-reflection time. And the only way that you can self-reflect properly is to make sure you have tons of solitude time, tons of aloneness time. We don't grow when there's noise around us. We grow when we're in solitude. We grow when we're alone. Why is it that when you're taking a shower or when you're taking a walk in nature is when you can hear God's voice? Because you're alone. Okay? You're in solitude. If you constantly have noise and chaos and friends and kids and everybody around you, you will not hear God's voice. So, take a bet on yourself and say, those years of solitude, those years of not dating, I want to spend a lot of solitude time. Yes, I will hang out with people who matter, but I'm going to take time off from dating men. I'm going to definitely take time off from sex, and I'm going to take time off from all the partying and all the chaos and all the over socializing. Because if you're somebody who likes to socialize all the time, it means that you're hiding. It means that there's something in your spirit you don't want to confront. People who have gazillions of friends who are constantly socializing, going here today, going there tomorrow, the reason why they don't grow and the reason why they're not successful and the reason why they can't hear God's voice is because they're drowning God's voice with all of the noise and chaos around them. So, lessons from quitting dating for 2 years: embracing aloneness, embracing solitude, self-reflecting, reminding yourself of how worthy you are, reminding yourself of how magnificent of an individual you are, and knowing that you're worthy of a good future husband, and knowing that you're dating from abundance, because when you take the time off, you are going to invest in yourself even more than you've ever done. And then you know that you're dating from abundance, not from desperation. So, and what happened? When I went back after the 2 years, I signed back up to all of the dating apps. I signed back up to 2. And when I signed up, within 6 weeks, my future husband basically was flashed in front of my eyes when I logged in that day. I logged in and I just saw his profile, and I noticed I had never seen him before because I knew some of the faces had been on there for so long, and I'm like, oh, this must be a new guy. Oh, and oh yes, he's English, he's 6'4". The first line in his profile was I'm English and I'm 6'4". I'm like, whoa, those are all the things I prayed for. I prayed for a European man, I prayed for a tall man. I sent him the first, hello, I see you're English. I lived in England for 5 years. I saw that he was viewing my profile. He viewed my pictures. Within a few minutes, he responded, and the rest is history. We got married in 2020, and this is 2026. I was 47, so I met him in 2017. 2 years exactly that I took off with dating, from 45 to 47. I met my future husband at 47. He was 54, and today we're 55 and 62. So you see how taking those 2 years off to reconnect with myself, to renew myself, to reflect on who I really was, that I was God's child and I was worthy of a wonderful husband. That was when God brought me my husband. But you have to spend those 2 years intentionally. Many of you will say, oh, but I took time off and I still didn't meet him. Well, what were you doing during that time off? That's key. What were you doing during that time off? If you were throwing pity parties, feeling sorry for yourself, if you were still stuck and stagnant and not pursuing your goals and dreams, not pursuing your purpose, not taking enough time in solitude and quiet, you're not going to meet him, because you first have to realign yourself. You first have to elevate yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, even physically, to a level where you are looking for that man. So if you spend those years off doing nothing to elevate yourself, you are still not going to meet him. Many of you will say, oh, but I've been praying to God. Dr. Iyabo, you prayed to God, he heard you. God answers prayers. However, God is not Santa Claus, like I keep saying. If you're praying to God and you're not doing your part, you will not meet him. So you have to pray to God, absolutely, faith and works. But which works are you doing? Are you working on yourself? Are you healing your mind, body, and soul? Are you working on achieving your dreams and goals? Are you happy about your life? Or are you just looking for a man to make you happy? Some of you take those 2 years off and you're still unhappy with your life. And then you say, oh yeah, I'm ready to date. I took 2 years off. But you're dating from a place of scarcity, a place of lack. You don't like your life. You don't like your body. You haven't taken care of your finances. You're not at peace with who you are. And then you go out into the dating world and you'll say, oh, but Dr. Iyabo, I took 2 years off. I'm not meeting him. Because you're not ready. Because those years you took off dating, you did nothing to elevate yourself. That's why. When you are spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially ready, you will meet your future husband easily. So that's the video. Why did I take 2 years off? What did I learn during the 2 years off? How did my husband come to me? That's my story. So many of you are wasting time dating. You break up, you meet this man, you may meet another bad man, another toxic man, another abusive man, because you're not doing these things. You're not taking time off, and even when you take the time off, you're not doing things to elevate yourself. You're constantly going out with people and you don't have alone time or solitude time. There's just many things wrong with it. Okay? So that's the video. And by the way, I have an online dating ebook. Many of you have asked for so long, Dr. Iyabo, when are you going to have a dating book? I released my dating book about 6 weeks to 2 months ago, and women are buying it in droves. So please go to the description in this video. You will see the link there. How to meet your dream man online in 60 days. Buy that ebook. Make sure that if you needed to take time off, you have taken the time off. Make sure that you have elevated yourself, you have healed, you're already vibrating in a high level. And then if you buy that book and you follow everything that I have in that book, you will meet your dream man online in 60 days. Online is where most marriages start now. Up to 60% of marriages now start in the online space. Why? Because everybody is online. So how to meet your dream man online in 60 days, my ebook. If you're interested in buying it, and you should be interested in buying it if you're a single, divorced, or widowed woman, because women are messaging me and telling me that they are following everything I said there, and many of them have already started going out on dates just from the strategies I have in my ebook. So go to the description in this YouTube video. You will see the link there, or you can just go to Instagram and click on the link in the bio on Instagram. And the first link is the online dating ebook. So if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, run to Instagram, follow me. It's the same handle, Dr. Iyabo, DRIYABO. Follow me on Instagram, click the link in my bio. The first link there will be my online dating ebook, and then all the other links in the quick links are all the ways that I can help you become a more fulfilled, better, healthier, more successful, happier version of yourself. Thanks for watching this video. I will be back very soon with another long form video. Love you all. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you like and comment. Okay? Smash that subscribe button, like this video, and please post a comment. Even if you just say, hello Dr. Iyabo, wonderful video, you just give me 10 hearts, not 2 hearts, but 10 hearts. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye guys. Love you all. I have to do the dance, right? Bye.